Hi everyone, I'm Joy from the blog Aging Well with Joy. On my blog and on this channel, I discuss beauty and wellness for middle-aged women. If that interests you, I would love to have you hit that subscribe button below. Today, I am talking about 5 ways that we can prepare for the new year ahead. This time of year is always so exciting with Christmas coming up and then New Year's rolling in, everybody setting New Year's resolutions and planning for the future. It's just an exciting time. And with the transition is the perfect time to sort of restart. I think that's why so many people use this as a catalyst for creating goals for the coming year, because it gives you an actual date to focus on as a reset point. So we look at January 1st and we think of it as a brand new beginning. Even though nothing has actually changed overnight, our minds process it as if it's a brand new thing, a brand new year, a brand new chance to start clean and fresh. And I think that we all need to feel that, like we can reset our lives, like we can do better than we have before. And when we look at January 1st as that date, as that sort of moment, we're able to use the momentum from that to at least get us a little bit closer to our goals for a time. This year, I have changed a couple things about the way I'm doing my New Year's resolutions, which I do always set. And so I thought in doing that, I would share with you 5 ways that I am preparing for the new year this year. And perhaps these ideas will help you as well. So the first thing that I think that we have to do is reflect on and evaluate the past year. So we always learn from our past, right? We're constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly rewriting the script of our lives with our daily decisions. So take some time to sit back and really evaluate the past year. What are you really proud of? What did you accomplish that made you feel really good about yourself? What did you learn? How did you grow? And then also consider, what did you not accomplish that at the beginning of the year you had set as a goal for yourself? Why didn't you accomplish it? What was the motive behind it and why didn't you get there? It's really important to evaluate where we are at with an open, honest mind before we can determine where we want to go, where we need to be. And then that leads us into step 2. Step 2 is to use the things that you learned about yourself in that evaluation process to form a plan for the coming year. So you can call this goals, you can call it New Year's resolutions, you can make a vision board, however you want to do it. Use the things you've learned about the things you did and did not accomplish last year, and then also who you want to be this year to formulate a plan that's going to work and that you're going to be able to stick with. One of the ways I've done this in my own life is I have scaled way down on what I actually set for myself as goals. So I used to create this long list for myself of everything I would like to accomplish and be, but we're human with very busy lives. It is not possible to master 20 new things in a year if you are also a normal person working a job and taking care of a family. So what I've done is try to be much more realistic and scale down to those things that are the things that in my life and in the core of who I am actually matter to me. And I've done away with all the fluff of it, all the rest of it. And I really think that when you've set a lesser amount of goals for yourself, you're able to really focus on those goals and funnel your energy and your time into achieving those few goals rather than being overwhelmed by a list of goals and not knowing where to start. Now, that's not to say that within those goals, there won't be more, that there won't be categories. For example, one of the goals for me this year personally is to get organized with my life. Now, that can have so many subcategories underneath it. So I also have tried to scale back on that. But one of the ways, for example, that I'm going to organize my life is by decluttering the spaces in my home, those spaces that make me feel overwhelmed when I walk in to the room or I open the closet door, because as we all know, clutter in the home or clutter in our environment leads to clutter in our minds. And the more we can declutter our minds, especially in today's world, the better off we'll be. So set a goal, and it may have some subparts to it. It may have some subcategories, but you can then bullet point for yourself what those are. And because they're all still funneling your energy towards that one goal, it's not the same as having 20 other goals that you're also trying to accomplish. So you're just kind of narrowing your focus. And then my third suggestion for you is to use planners. Now, of course, we all have, that's my dog walking around. I'm sorry. Of course, we all have computers and phones. You can definitely plan your life on those devices. But I am the kind of person that prefers to have something in my hand to hold, to have something to open, to write out my plans. And it's the same like with reading a book. I prefer to have a physical book in my hand. I prefer to bend the binding and, put down the page flaps and all of that sort of thing. I enjoy having that physical thing in my hands. And I just feel that for myself, having an actual planner to use and to write in, he can't decide if he's coming in or out, is very helpful. And I do this for different areas. So you can get planners under every category now. You can get a regular daily or monthly planner, which I definitely recommend. You also can get a habit tracker. And I am a huge fan of habit trackers. Amazon has some great planners. They have a planner for just about everything. They have some amazing monthly and weekly planners, but also the traditional planners that you would use to plan your life, and then also habit trackers. I've actually just recently ordered a habit tracker from them. You can get food journals and dream journals, and there are just so many ways that you can keep track of your life in written form by using different kinds of planners and journals. If you have never used planners before to keep track of your life, I highly recommend this. Just give it a try, try for a few months and see the difference that it makes in your life. Having everything just laid out in front of you so that you never have to, scroll through your phone looking for what the date was to something or whether or not you're free that day. I love having my planners available to flip to. I love on my habit tracker being able to mark off every day what habits I've accomplished, and then I can see clearly which ones I haven't done that I needed to do. I just find them immensely valuable. So again, I will link some of the ones I found that I think are really good ones below for you. Number 4, take stock of your financial position. So with this one, you have to be really, really detailed and honest with yourself. Take some time to sit down with your computer and your spreadsheet or QuickBooks or whatever program you use. And if you don't, definitely start using some sort of program to track your income and expenses. Budgeting is hugely important. And I think that this is an area that a lot of people, including myself, struggle with. It is very, very helpful to see all of your current expenses versus your income and what your goals are for saving and investing, etc., all laid out for you on one program. But the point is, whether you are doing it on a computer or even scratching it out on a piece of paper, you need to have a really clear idea of where you are financially as we end this current year and go into the next one. And once you have that, once you have all of your expenses very clearly written out, you have your income in front of you, from that, you're able to create a financial plan that is going to benefit you and your family. I work off of a budget every month, and if I did not, I would be in big trouble because it is so easy for me to walk into a store and buy things. I love to shop for makeup and skincare and clothes, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. We do want to make sure that our spending is fitting in with our overall plan for our life. We don't want to be our own enemy. We want to do what's going to benefit us over the long term. So again, just take time, write out your expenses as they are today, be very honest, write out your income, write out your goals, and create a clear picture in writing of what you need to do to accomplish your financial goals this coming year. And last is to create a wellness plan. Now, I know this sounds silly because I'm not a healthcare representative or your insurance company insisting you do a wellness plan. And what I mean by that is to create a plan that works for you in your life to make healthy habit changes. And I know that there is some overlap between these, our goals at the beginning, with the financial planning, with the wellness, and that's okay. Because really what we're doing is we're writing a story for you, the story of your life as you want it to be this coming year. And that's what helps us move in the right direction when we have a clearly defined idea and plan of what we want, what we need to do to get from point A to point B. And that's what we're doing here, is creating that story for you. Nobody else ever has to see this or know about this, but it's purely to benefit you and your future and who you want to become, what you want this coming year to look like for you. And Chuck Pagano said, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And we all know, especially by this age, we all know that that is so true. We have all been around people who are not well, and it becomes very crystal clear very quickly when somebody is not healthy how important and invaluable our health is. And if you are a middle-aged woman like me, we face a myriad of issues at this stage in our life. I am premenopausal. I haven't gone into full menopause yet. But that's going to bring with it a whole landslide of issues. And, there are so many other health concerns at this age and as we get older. And I want to make sure that I stay the healthiest that I can be. And I'm sure that you want to be the healthiest you can be. And again, back to that planning thing where we really want to have a very clear plan written out of how we can become our best, healthiest, happiest selves. So create a wellness plan centered around your primary goal. So for example, if you want to start eating less junk food, create a wellness plan around that. If you want to exercise more, create your wellness plan around that. But pick one or two, maybe three things that are the most important to you for the sake of your wellness, and create a plan around that. Again, that is clearly written out, that you can follow, that you can track on your habit tracker, and that you can sustain long term, because that's really key. You have to be able to sustain it. All right, well, that was the 5 recommendations that I have for you, the 5 things I'm using in my own life to get ready for this upcoming year of 2023. I am excited and hopeful, as I am every year. I hope that you can join me in that. I hope that together we can plan and organize and have a fantastic new year. Thank you for watching.